The customer brought in their vehicle with the complaint that the check engine light was on. After connecting a scan tool, I retrieved the code P0340, Camshaft Position Sensor A circuit, Bank 1 or single sensor. This code typically indicates an issue with the camshaft position sensor, which plays a key role in timing the engine's ignition and fuel injection. If the sensor is malfunctioning, it can cause poor engine performance or difficulty starting the vehicle. To start the diagnosis, I used the scan tool to monitor the live data. I started the engine and observed that the camshaft position sensor parameter displayed an intermittent signal, which is a clear indication of a problem with the sensor's performance. Next, I inspected the camshaft position sensor wiring harness and connectors, but found no visible faults. A loose or damaged wire can often cause erratic sensor readings, so it's important to check these components thoroughly. To further investigate, I used a lab scope and back-probed the camshaft position sensor signal wire. I started the vehicle and gradually increased the engine speed, observing an erratic signal that confirmed the sensor was not functioning properly. I then disconnected the camshaft position sensor wiring harness connector, inspected the terminals, and found no visible faults. To rule out any electrical issues, I used a multimeter to check for shorts in the camshaft position sensor circuits, but found none. The results of all these tests pointed to the camshaft position sensor itself as the faulty component. I replaced the defective sensor, cleared the codes from the ECU, and performed a road test. After the test, I verified that the vehicle operated properly, the check engine light remained off, and no fault codes returned. The key takeaway here is that diagnosing a P0340 code involves carefully checking the sensor's signal and the associated wiring for faults. Using tools like the scan tool, lab scope, and multimeter helps confirm the sensor's malfunction. By replacing the faulty camshaft position sensor, I was able to restore proper engine timing, and the vehicle performed as expected.